about to watch this. I'm about to watch this, but I'm about to watch the old guard after this. I want to watch it. I watched Megan. Y'all see the braids? Y'all see the braids? Listen, shout out to Selena, who did my hair. An African woman. A black African woman. Real African. She's from I think Nigeria. Cause she was talking about Nigeria today. I think Nigeria. Cause she's always talking about I need to come to her country. So they be trying to marry me off, honey. You already know. They be trying to marry me off. And my new boss, he's from Sierra Leone. Baby, Asia got the Africans. The Africans is everywhere. They know the language. They can keep up. Shout out to them. Shout out to the real kings and queens. Let me share this because I want to talk. I saw something and I want to talk about it. Y'all know anytime we talk about Nicki Minaj or the girls or the rap, y'all know I love a good commentary. Especially when it's dealing with the music news. So please like this video. Like it now, like it now, like it now. One of the Bay Squad asked me if I was jealous of Tissa. It never gave jealous. I'm not jealous of anybody. I congratulated everyone. I said y'all don't have to lie because you don't want to be looked at as not the premier or the mecca of news. You don't want people to view you in a light. That's why even though Armand said he was playing, he apologized for his baby oil antics because he understands the magnitude. This is not his first time at the rodeo. This is our first time being introduced to Tissa. And baby, they are digging in the pits of hell. Remind me, when we decide, I don't even want to be famous, but when we pop and be the trending topic, remind me to just water off a duck's back because baby, y'all are bringing up everything. Y'all saying she got a pair of ex-husband and all these other stuff. Of course, y'all talking about the escort Murad Morali because that's what he is. Okay, he gets paid for the race play. It is what it is, child. And of course, Nancy Grace. Nobody with a brain believes her after the antics she's pulled. And then I saw some other stuff, and it was sad because she's such a good person. But you know, maybe they want to just be entertainment commentators or something. But y'all know people are dumb, so it is what it is. Angela was not having it. Ooh, Angela wasn't. Oh, Diablo. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Hey, Young Rizzo, what's going on? Happy Saturday. Thank you for sharing me out. Hey, Peach Prince. Hey, Miss Louisiana. Shout out to our Louisiana natives. Okay. What is going on? So, hey, Couture Bays. It's your girl, Britt, gonna laugh with the Bree Talk and Bay Squad. We gotta talk. We have to talk about Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj is in the news. Or is it the Barbs getting her in the news? I don't know. You know, I can't keep up. I was watching that Nicki she wasn't really trending. And when I say this, people be thinking, oh, you just don't know. If she's not on the top 20, she wasn't trending. She'll trend in like spaces with the Barbs, but she was not trending globally. That's what I'm saying, okay? She was not the number 1 or number 3 or 10 things trending. So when I saw it, it was due to other content creators who are really big Barbs that were speaking on it. It was a lot of Make the Stallion, the Hotties speaking on it. Of course, Barty Gang, things like that pique my interest. So I always want to talk about it because I see it. I see that in my algorithm, but it was not trending. Other things were trending, okay? So that we're clear, because the girls be missing it. So we're gonna talk about Nicki Minaj, baby, because at this point, who are you mad at? Who are you mad at? Hey, Natasha, how are you doing? Hey, love. I want to go into this with the open perspective, but I'm gonna go into it with the open perspective. I'm gonna give y'all my thoughts, and I'm gonna let the cards lay where they are. Okay. Hey, AT2, not she's the Jaguar, right? Hey, Kay, what is going on? Hello, 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 hello. Okay, so did I tell y'all like, comment, and subscribe? Tap that notification bell so you can get all the updates and alerts. And remember, opinions are not facts. Everything we say here is allegedly and for entertainment purposes solely. So sit back, relax, sip, use some apple juice or my favorite vegan water, and let's get into the mess, shall we? How we can like this video is by hitting those three dots. You see them right there? Or double tapping your screen if you have a smartphone. How you can engage with this live to let the people know you are, watching Bree internationally is by hitting those three dots right there. They're either right there, by sharing this video out, sending a monetary donation, or of course subscribing if you like the vibe. That being said, let's get into the mess. So I'm gonna start off with what I seen during the past few days when all the Diddy stuff was going on. Nicki Minaj was alluding that Jay-Z has stifled her social media presence and got her shadow banned. And when I say Jay-Z, I'm talking about the Rock Nation, the whole conglomerate, okay? The Desiree Perez, all of that, for simply siding with Desiree's daughter, and then alluding to he stole money from her and all these things. And I titled it perfectly because I said Nicki, let me make sure the title is correct because I want to say it right. I don't want to not say it right. Nicki Minaj betrayed or bad at business? I think that's a good question. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all feel like Nicki Minaj was betrayed. Put a 2 in the chat if you feel like Nicki Minaj is bad at business. Put a 1 in the chat if you feel like Nicki Minaj was betrayed. Put a 2 in the chat if you feel like Nicki Minaj is bad at business. And I'm going to expound on that. So I do believe Nicki Minaj tells the truth a lot of times. The problem is it's the time and the place. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. And because she has not taken accountability in the role she has played in the industry and other people's lives, the fact that she is going on Twitter and Station Head and IG Live and all these other places to garner some type of like, girl, it's gonna be okay. To me, it's astounding. I've said it a plethora of times that Nicki Minaj, in my opinion, does not believe she's either worthy of her celebrity or believes she is an A-list celebrity, because she doesn't act like one. We just have to call a spade a spade. And it's not because she engages with her fans, it's the other things. Because when she was engaging with her fans and she was productive and she had iconic deals and she was breaking the internet, it was one thing. Now that she has faded into that gray area of not putting out music, not really updating her photos, not really being the trending topic of fashion, just not being interesting in that aspect of hotter, quicker, faster, smaller, stronger, iconic, those type things. I feel she doesn't know what to do. And I believe you can teach an old dog new tricks. I'm not calling Nicki Minaj old, but I think she needs to go take a crash course with Sweetie. Because even though Sweetie's music is not out here doing what it do, Sweetie is bagging those deals. Sweetie is booked and busy, not just domestically, internationally. I think there's something that could be said about that. And granted, Nicki Minaj has all these accolades, all these things. To me, her presence has not been strong this year. We had a conversation about this last year, Bay Squad. I told y'all who was going to have a strong presence, and they're having a strong presence. I just can see things a little bit more clearly because I have a background in analytics. I have a background in marketing. I can tell when something is about to pop before it pops. I can hear a song and know it's going to be hot. I can tell who's being shadow banned musically and who's not based on how it hits globally, right? It doesn't always have to pop in the club, but let's be very clear. A hit don't care about a charts because the girls is going to ride the wave regardless. Case in point, the Wham Whammy song, Pluto, she is taking off. She's fun, she's catchy, she's hot. She's authentic to herself. She got that cosign from Sexy Red. It just transcended her, despite how a lot of people feel. I have to use that as an example because so many times y'all are just like, oh, the bars, the this, the that. No, make music fun again. Let's not act like every time we heard a Nicki Minaj song, we were just like, oh my God, the lyrics is just so deep and profound. No, it was fun. It was catchy. It was a vibe. We felt good. When you feel good about the music, then you start to develop a palette for the finer things. Oh, let me pay attention to what they're saying. That comes with the first initial whiff. You know what I'm saying? There's no such thing as betrayal in business when you have your ducks in a row. Ooh, diabla, diabla, diabla. Ooh. I'm feeling good about music is crap to you, Ava. It's crap to you. That's why The Weeknd still sells. And The Weeknd was, according to the people, doing party favors, not taking care of his vocals. He's still selling. Hasn't submitted his music for the Grammys since they cheated him during the pandemic when his album was the #1 album for weeks. He did like a Taylor Swift and they played in his face. I think y'all get it confused because, you know, a lot of people like to be emotional about things. I'm not emotional about things I can see. I'm not emotional about receipts. You know, at this point, it's been like 7 years, 8 years. We need some receipts. And now is the time for the receipts, not other people's receipts, your receipts. Because what Nicki Minaj is saying is very dangerous. It's very defamatory. And what doesn't help in her sense is Jay-Z doesn't respond to her. So it looks like she's picking with him or his wife. And then you can tell that the industry is tired because they're not doing certain things. She literally just went live the other day and said, my alerts didn't go out and all this other stuff. And that's truthful. But she's playing with someone who got immunity, not immunity, who was pardoned, but a presidential pardon for their heinous acts and crimes that they committed and have been absolved of. Inserting herself in family business. I don't know why she thought she was just going to hit Instagram Live and get the same validity or love she used to. You haven't released any music. You were on a feature with Wayne. Is that his lead single? Questions that need answers. And then now you have this new stint where Foxy Brown unfollows everybody. Everybody. Let's get into that. Unfollowed everybody, including Nicki Minaj. Please get the likes up. And this is from somebody. It says, Nicki been bashing Jay-Z for months daily. Foxy posted her brother recently linked up with Jay-Z in her IG stories. Laughing my butt off, right? And you see Gavin with Jay-Z. You see it. Hey, y'all. Gavin, her brother, Jay-Z. You see it. And some other man. And some other man. Okay? It says here, Foxy Brown unfollowed everyone, including Nicki, and posted a picture of Gavin, her brother, with Jay-Z in her story. The timing is terrible. I don't know what's going on anymore, but it's messy. I don't feel it's messy. Foxy Brown's allegiance is to her brother. That's not Photoshop. That's not Photoshop. So the unfollowing is Photoshop? And then Foxy and Nicki definitely aren't as close anymore. Foxy is no longer following Nicki or anyone and just posted Gav with Hove. That's Photoshop? Is that what y'all are saying? Because it's not. And then it says, Foxy ain't going to pick sides. I don't know why y'all thought she would. If it ain't a problem for Nicki, it shouldn't be a problem for y'all. And I think that's another thing. I think people make problems out of things that are not really issues. And so everybody is like, Jay probably gave her some hush money not to do interviews about the relationship back in the days. Y'all gotta stop with that. Foxy Brown has already said nothing happened. When Nicki Minaj alluded that, Foxy ran to the internet and said nothing happened. My issue is this, Nicki, if Jay-Z did something to you and you have the proof, sue him. Take him to court, get your things. I don't know why the girls do everything but handle their business. Why are you still complaining about certain things if you're not going to do anything about it? To me, that's weird. I would never do that. You're smarter than that. You have a son. So what example are you showing your son? Just turn the other cheek and eventually you'll get it? No, you're in a music business. You want people to sign to your label. Is this how you're going to conduct yourself in your label? I mean, do she still have artists signed? How does she have the time to do all these things and she is creating a conglomerate herself? I just feel like a day late, a dollar short. I don't feel like Nicki Minaj has her business together. When she was out here making all this money and doing all these big things with these brands and whatnot, she had a strong team around her. She's alluded that people were taking extra money off the top and doing all these things. What were you doing when they were doing that? Did you sue them? Did you get your money back? Or are you complaining on Twitter and Station Head and everywhere else that's not a courtroom to get your money? Because in my opinion, if we go by what some of the barbs are saying, you got with Kenny for protection, how come he's not protecting you financially? He's caused you to be into more lawsuits and have more litigation. Instead of running up on Meek Mill, he should have been running up on people who refuse to give you your money. That's just how I see it. Because let's be clear, nobody wants to be, and I've seen Nicki Minaj on several tours. Nicki Minaj does not enjoy touring like that. If she did, I feel like there would be a little bit more evolution with that. I'm not saying that she doesn't put on a good show, but let's be very clear. She has not evolved in her touring at all. I'm talking about like in this new millennia and wave of girls who can dance on stage, who are bringing the things. She doesn't do all that. You know, she's real reserved, and there's nothing wrong with that. But in order to keep up and maintain in this era of girls who are dancing, providing the type of visuals they're providing, doing all that, you have to do it. You don't have to do it, but you should. She has to incorporate some things too to maintain, and I haven't seen that. As a fan watching, I have not seen it. I'm just telling y'all what I know. Now, did I enjoy the Pink Friday 2 tour? Yes, I did. I did. It was hype. The love was in the air. But let's be very clear. I do feel like some of the fans are getting it right when they say she picks with Meg The Stallion because Meg The Stallion is getting the endorsement deals she was promised. Megan studied her and then took the game she got and flipped it. I just don't understand how somebody of Nicki's wit and tenacity can be tricked by a Ice Spice and a Megan Thee Stallion and a Cardi B. You mean to tell me all these girls were able to bamboozle you, but not the JTs of the world and the B's and the Akbar V's? To me, that doesn't align up properly. So when I see Nicki liking things, talking about Jay-Z, I'm just like, girl, what are you gonna do about it? Are you gonna take him to court? Because nobody cares. They only care enough to talk about it on their channels and make you a victim. Nobody cares. Oh, and Lotto. I forgot about Lotto. Listen, Lotto got her comeback with that last album. That last album transcended her. It says she praised him in 2023 after this deal. So it makes me question if this is true or why she's bringing this up. That is truthful too. That is truthful. And that man can't help her do nothing. Cannot. Cannot help her do not a thing. I don't need to be careful walking to my car. I'm covered in the blood. We're gonna return to sender that to you in your lineage. Baby, y'all gotta find y'all something safe to do. Like all those like fake things y'all be doing. Like what is wrong with y'all? Have y'all not seen I have been covered? Okay. You don't get blessed like this walking in fear. Please. Delusional. Why would you say something like that? You're crazy. Hey, Callie. Hey, girl. It says, I wish Nicki knew better. The guys never co-sign her side, but she will swing for the boys all the time, Erica. And that's another thing. She has to start swinging for herself. It's like she swings for them expecting some type of undying loyalty. And in reality, it's all business. When Lil Wayne had IRS debt, he went to Jay-Z and Jay-Z paid it off. Not Nicki. Jay-Z paid it off. So where do you think Lil Wayne's allegiance is with? The man who paid off his debt. The man who helped free him from his chains and shackles. And to me, that's another thing that irritates me. She has all this smoke for these women and but it's never the way she do for the men. For the men, she'd just be doing subs and all this other stuff. Oh, I'm gonna air y'all out. And I really feel like when Meg The Stallion did his and came out the snake's mouth and then showed herself in the mirrors, she was really letting Nicki know, like, I'm not to be effed with. And Nicki has not been right since then. I know a lot of y'all like to allude to she has, but she hasn't. She has not been right since then. I told y'all then, I said her doing Bigfoot to me was out of alignment. She was crashing out. And a lot of people didn't like it because I was linked to some people who are diehards, but I'm not a diehard for nobody to where I can't tell the truth. And Nikki knows this. Nikki is a smart girl. You know, if she can, laugh it up and chop it up with the powers that be to stay relevant, I think she can do something else. Like, I don't think her being successful is a mistake. I think she curated something that was engineered for her to be successful. Her working with Vogue, I need to see the fashions elevate, if you catch my drift. What are we doing? The fashions need to elevate, the makeup needs to elevate, the hair needs to elevate. And if you don't have the funds, work with the people who are willing to do it and keep your business private and pay off whatever you need to pay off so that you're in good standing to have those things again, because it's like night and day. Night and day. Night and day. I don't want Nicki Minaj to be on stage like Mary J. Blige. Like, just like, let me do this so I can get me a couple coins so I can sit back and retire. You could sell Mary J. Blige doesn't want to tour like that. And I don't want to see that for Nicki Minaj. And I've told y'all before, she needs to have a predecessor. She needs to pass the torch. Everybody passes the torch to somebody. They put somebody on and say, this is the next. She literally aired out Ice Spice, and Ice Spice was able to overcome it. So again, were you betrayed, or are you just bad at business? Everybody knows you can't be on top forever. There are dynasties globally who were on top for centuries and crumbled. You don't believe me? Look them up. Several dynasties. They had dynasties in Asia. I'm in Asia. Dynasties in Africa. Dynasties all over the globe. And they went away because they couldn't peep that the shift in the paradigm was changing. And I don't want that to happen for Nicki Minaj, because I do think she's an amazing artist. I don't feel she needs to drop an album. I think she just needs to do hot features, make them a bop, and go about your day. Do something that's insightful to you. Maybe you should ghostwrite for the girls. I don't know. Get this money. I'm not understanding how somebody who was competing with pop stars is not as successful as a Lady Gaga or a Beyonce or a Taylor Swift or a Katy Perry. She's worked with the hottest and the who's. You know, I'm not saying Nicki Minaj has to party with these girls, but maybe you need to go rub some elbows with the lit crew. Maybe go to some of these games with the girls who are lit, and leave your husband at home. They're not going to go up for your husband. I get it, I understand, but they're not going up for him. They don't like him. And I do feel like it's a combination of a lot of things. But if you're not going to put it out there with the receipts, nobody cares. It's 2025. How much longer should we have to wait? You're in your 40s now. In your 40s, you should be able to say what you need to say and go on. They should be rolling out the red carpet for you. And they're not doing it because you are allowing this. That's the best I can say, because if you don't fight for you, expecting other people to fight for you is insane. Have you not seen the girls who are fighting for themselves are coming out on top? Hello, Wendy Williams came out on top, victorious. Look around you. Look at the women who are really out here fighting for themselves. They're getting everything and then some, because they're not taking no shit. This is a year. And you knew this. I don't know where she be going, but did you go touch the water? Did you go home? There's no way she went to Trinidad. There's no way she went to Trinidad and touched that water. And you know Jay-Z has Trinidadian roots. You think he's going to let you play with him and his lineage is strong? Girl, if his son can't even get under his skin, you think he's going to let you? Like, we got to use our brains sometimes. He's not going to let you, who wanted to sign to him in some type of business dealing, get under his skin. He knows he's the prize. You've been treating Jay-Z like the prize. Stop being a pick-me for this man and pick yourself. Build up your self-esteem, because to me, you don't have any. So many people have played in your face, but you pick and choose who you want to fight with because they have a certain light about themselves. Like, growth is seeing that even though I'm not a Cardi fan, a lot of that stuff could have been avoided. You cried on the internet talking about how you was so nice to this lady. You did that. You crashed out on the internet behind a Megan Thee Stallion. And Megan said, I don't know why she doesn't like me. I've done nothing to her. You had people eating out your palm of your hand, and I just feel like you don't have a strong team. You don't have good people around you because they should be able to see the writing on the wall. You out here doing everything by yourself. You're not good at it. Get you a strong team. Stop engaging with toxic barbs. They're not helping to keep money in your pocket. They're just not. I'm loving some of the business dealings that you have, like the double XL wine. Smart, very strategic, very cutesy, demure. You see how you kept that? Do the same when it comes to the music. Do the same when it comes to everything. You are associating yourself with degenerates. Why do you want to be on live with Ray J? We're so past that. We are so past that. You need to be pictured with the who's doing something fun, like talking about engagements and marriage or something, not going live. I don't know. I just feel like the tide of celebrity is going back to mystery and stealthiness, and you're not getting with the program because you want to crash out but you afraid. And I hate a fake crash out. I really do. I'm not gonna lie. I can't stand when someone fake want to crash out. Absolutely not. It says Nicki is on social media, but she won't take them to court if they really owed her money. Ooh, the Bailey Burke show. Oh my goodness. Nicki owes a huge debt. That's why she had 2 tours last year, because she made an agreement with the IRS, I believe. Thank you. I'm doing so well. Hey, Deja. Hey, Tasia. I said Deja. Nicki can lie all day. This is about his and it being exposed. She's in debt to the IRS. Ooh. Nicki has always been bad at business. Her house needed a co-signer. Okay, Callie, they don't be knowing I'm covered. I can't believe somebody would even try me like that. Why would you try somebody like me? And I said last year that Diddy was not going to serve any hard time. That's crazy. People are crazy. They don't even know who they be trying to provoke. You better sit down before something gets provoked in you. I think some of her money went towards the husband who was fighting his SA case. She has to fund his life and hers. Disgusting. Disgusting. I don't know if I feel like she doesn't want any rapper to do better than her, because there's female rappers who have done better than her who are not hot right now. Young M.A., Iggy Azalea, Dej Love, you know what I'm saying? And I like Dej Love. They were able to do things she wasn't able to do, but they have not withstand the time. And I think right now she thinks Megan is I think she thinks Megan is a peon, right? But Megan is a smart girl. When Asian Doll said Megan has real money, I think that provoked a lot of emotions and things like that, because Megan is not in a deal. She does exceptionally well for an independent artist. She just happens to have a really good management team. I told y'all, if you have a good management team, you could do the things you could do is unlimited. Look at Cardi B. Belle Kanana has a great management team. She went and hired her old management team back. And look at her. She also is into her shadow work. I think Nicki needs to get back into hers. You know, she be talking about God and in the word and all that, but I don't think she really be in the word and really doing it. Okay? You see what I'm saying? I don't think she really be in it, because if she was, she wouldn't be crashing out like that. I'm just saying. I'm just saying from my standpoint. And so I feel like she's moving with her eyes wide shut. And the girls' eyes are open. Listen, Foxy Brown hasn't dropped a song in almost 2 decades. Living her best life. Baby hasn't been exposed. You think that happens from circumstance? Or is that divinity? I mean, I don't know. I'm just asking. Nicki doesn't have good people around her. Plus, she has Karen Civil doing her dirty work. She needs to get rid of Karen Civil, because Karen Civil hasn't did anything phenomenal in a long time. I'm appalled we haven't seen another launch of her press-ons. Ooh, Diablo. Nicki doesn't have any real friends. The ones she does hang with are yes people. I mean, is she hanging out with them? Because I thought one of them was, she cut off. Nicki gets distracted by the wrong things. I can believe that. At her caliber where she's at, she should be able to disable the noise and focus. Brie, what do you think is going on with Nicki? I just think she can't focus. She's out of alignment. Because when I seen that live, let me see if Coffee City has it. Y'all know Coffee City. Y'all know I love Coffee City. Coffee City, girl, I'm about to use this up. Coffee City be always having something. Like, I just seen something of Sexy Red with Justin Bieber. Like, I'm not saying Nicki has to be around the people, but she don't be at no concerts. She just don't. She just don't be in the mix. And if she doesn't want to be in the mix, cool, but she looks crazy because she wants to still do music. And I keep telling y'all this. Who is she doing music with? She only did a song with Lil Wayne, and then she said it's hard to release music because so many people are against her and all this other stuff. I don't want to hear that when you are the biggest female rapper, the largest fan base. You mean to tell me you can't conjure up the barbs to give $6.99 to whatever? Like, please, I don't want to hear that. Oh.
As you all know, Nicki Minaj has been going in on Rock Nation. She said that they were blackballing her. She also said that they have been stopping her views. Just recently, she was on Instagram and she didn't really get that much views on her live. It was about 2K people in the building. And Nicki Minaj alluded to the fact that Rock Nation are the ones that's stopping people from watching her live. Okay, let's get into this. But do you know how to sing? Yeah. Sing. I wonder who's behind that. I wonder who's afraid. Okay, guys, that's all I wanted to say. So yes, that's what she had to say. A lot of people are saying it's ridiculous. Rock Nation has nothing to do with her IG views. Instagram, they acting up. Some people are saying they're not getting notifications from their faves, so it has nothing to do with Rock Nation. Nicki Minaj's fans are saying, no, that's not true. They've been messing with Nicki's views. She's telling the truth. They also were posting screenshots of not getting notification from Nicki Minaj. So it's just been a mess. Let me know your thoughts down below. Now, Tory Lanez's father did an interview.
We don't care about the petite king. What I do care about is this, like, if they can control your social media and all these things, create your own social media platform so that way the barbs don't even have to be hindered from getting access to you. I don't know why people who have the means to create, innovate, and manufacture, I don't get why they come to the internet crying. You don't own Instagram. She took a hiatus. Anytime I take a hiatus from social media, it takes me a minute to build up the audience. So to me, I don't know. I'm just not buying it because I need to see the receipts. Again, do I believe Jay-Z is absolved of everything? No. But every time we turn around, it's them, they, the industry and all this other stuff. And I know for a fact I was part of the people in the midst of the hate train pushing you and going up for you and riding with you. So again, I'm not understanding how you with the largest rap base to do powerful things, impactful things, they're still buying Pink Friday too. How you're being shadow banned and can't do this and can't do that. To me, it's giving you're lazy. You're too lazy to take them to court. You're too lazy to get up and fight for yourself. You're looking for someone to come save you. And in the words of Oprah, no one is coming to save you from this life you live. You have to save yourself. Again, it's hard to see because I see the other girls saving themselves, and granted, they went through some stuff, but if you can survive the barbs, you can survive anything. And that's why I have a hard time feeling sorry for Nicki. It's like she wants to be a part of this toxic thing that she hates so bad, but then when you show her the blueprint to how to do it, or the pink print, all of a sudden it's they, it's them, it's always someone else. It's never what she can do to be a better woman or a better mogul or a better entrepreneur. It's always what's stopping her. And to me, I don't like that. I don't like that at all, because when you're at the top, of course people want you to not be at the top. Of course people are going to seek you out to try to get something from you. Of course. But you've been in the game for 20 years. You mean to tell me you still don't understand who's for you and who's against you? To me, that's weird. I don't know. It's just me, though. Plus, she doesn't seem fun. Exactly. Exactly. Let's be very clear. Y'all think they're just giving these other girls these deals because they're going up against Nicki Minaj? No, they're fun. They're entertaining. They have personalities. They seem like they're palatable. The worst thing you could do in business is be a bitch and you're not on your business. Nicki is not the first to be a hothead or whatever. If you're going to be strong-willed and hard to deal with, you better be able to keep up. You better be able to talk that talk, walk that walk. I always like to go to my little show. Is it Yellowstone, where the lawyer that saved the ranch and stuff and was cussing out the men at the boardroom, and she told them not to leave until she hears the agreement and they're gonna sign and take the money. You have to be so good at what you do. Nobody can provoke you. And if they do provoke you, you get millions on top. Because to me, that's what's lacking with a Nicki Minaj. Who around you wants to see you win, even if it doesn't include them? Those are things you have to think about. Those are some of the things I've been thinking about as a content creator. Who do I want around me that wants to see me win and they not reap the benefits of me winning? That's a hard pill to swallow, because trust me, it gets harder, it gets more intense, and the people keep coming at you. It seems like every level there's a new devil. And I feel like the reason Nikki keeps having deja vu when it comes to her business and her livelihood and her brand, because she has not taken the time to pass the test. How can she really have a testimony? How can you really be preaching God, love, light, all these things, and you're not of it? I'm not saying I know her. I'm just saying from what I see. She is Nicki Minaj. Start exercising that privilege. And if the privilege has ran out, you gotta go tap in and see what Liza Minnelli mama and them had to do to get back in the good graces. Cause it's looking like you're on the outside. No one wants to be around somebody who's not fun. Nobody wants to be around somebody who's like has an ego. In the words of Leah, that pride is something serious. Girl, that was a good video. I keep talking about it. It says Nicki is relying on fame she had when she was on the high. Things have changed. If she wants her social media fans to show up, she has to be consistent with her lives. She do. And she has to be talking about something. I agree. She needs to talk to a cognitive therapist and really take accountability, and then all the bad clouds will go away. Ooh, she ain't got enough clout to make me go against the Queen Bey. Get the fuck out of here. Ooh. Ooh. She wants to go after Jay-Z and Beyonce. Girl, food is high. She has the money to do better. And that's another thing. We are in inflation. Listen, they're in your city with ICE. Girl, talk about some politics or something. Talk about what it's like being a immigrant in America, because she was born in Trinidad, right? Born in Trinidad, raised in New York. She should be talking about that. What it's like to witness her people having to fight to stay, and like things like that. Like, I just think people just really don't understand. Nobody gives up. Like, there's real life ish going on. Talk about what it's like to have a child and you're worried. I don't know. There's so many things she could spin up, and she's not. You're educated. That's what she's made her brand about. Education. Talk that education to the people. You just had a new mayor incumbent going up there. Como is out. Como is out. Talk about who's going to be the mayor, who's running for mayor. There's so many things she could be doing. She's just not. Wasted opportunities. The way how Nicki moves, it's hard for me to know who and why she's really mad. A lot of times, she talks in parables and expects us to understand. It's her speaking in cursive, knowing these girls ain't never read cursive, can't decipher cursive, don't even know how to put their name in cursive. She don't go nowhere because she can't take that man with her. And that's sad. Deb is supposed to be helping Nikki, but Nikki doesn't listen to anyone. Why is she listening to Deb? Who is Deb? Deb ain't nobody. She might have been somebody back. And y'all get so mad when we talk about these. Listen, Deb ain't had nobody hot since when? Like, she needs younger, fresher, hotter. Go pull a Diana Ross. But you know, the girls don't listen. I think she burnt a lot of bridges and it's sinking now. Ooh. She do need some sharks. I told you, you can't do nothing without a good shark. You need a shark. You need a shark on your team. You need somebody who is about that business. When I was over there working with Tasha K, let me tell you something. Tasha, ooh, I learned from her. I studied Tasha. I was just so inspired because, baby, she got a whole thing over there. And I was just so honored just to be in the presence, and she wanted to work with me. I'm telling y'all, I was like, you want to work with me? Like, I'm from Louisiana. You want to work with me? You need somebody who understands, who's hungry, who's passionate. You need that around you. You need that around you. When I was over there working with Tasha, baby, I felt like I could run through the walls, okay? That's why I get up and I do this content for you, Babe Squad, because I've seen the other side. I've seen what it's like to have a team and a system, and oh, I loved everybody over there. I loved Jason. I loved Jasmine. Look, I loved everybody over there. Everybody. I can't say everybody's name. It's none of your business. But everybody over there that was working with Tasha, I loved them. Love them. Hell, we love Chelsea. And Chelsea don't even work over there. But just the business acumen, the intelligence, the tenacity, the hunger, the thirst, the no BS. This is what it is. This is how we do it. This is how we're gonna roll. Bop, bop, bop. Like, I said, hell yeah. I just had a job. I have this job currently at Instacart, but baby, trust and believe. The moment, hey Hasha, do you still want me to come over? And this didn't get into the way. I loved it. I had a good time. I loved it. If she can go back to Trinidad or whatever other place she feels safe, but a cognitive therapist may help, she has to put in the work. I will be honest, I feel it for her, but again, you have the money. That is so true. That is so true. Are my braids not knotless? They are knotless. Deep down inside, she has a lot of regrets, and it could be eating her up inside. Well, she gotta go to the water and give it to the water, okay? Pray it away, light a candle, travel it away. What's Solange say? She even tried to sex it away. Like, limited regret. I don't understand people like that, because if you live in regret, that means you're still stuck in the past. And how are you living in the present if you're still looking in the past? Like, I always say everything was a life lesson, even the things that literally tried to break me. Like, I had legal issues prior to me coming out to Asia, and we overcame them. But I used my resources. I had a shark on my team, and I did not let up. Listen, you want to get in the ring with me, you're going to have to lace up your sneaks and hydrate, because I'm going to wear you out. You should have sat over there and ate your food. Now you over here. You up here against the big dog. I ain't never been no puppy. I swing just because. Out of fear. Like, because why are you over here? Like, what you trying to do? I told y'all, I don't play like that. I swing immediately. I ask questions afterwards. Oh, I thought you were trying to. I told y'all, people can't get in my space. They don't do that with me. They don't do that dumb, that rah with the rah, because I don't. What you trying to do? What you trying to do? Naughty knows. I was in Jersey for hours. My cousin sent a crew to make sure we was good. And we was eating. The crew didn't order nothing. They just watched. I knew we was being watched because I could tell when someone was watching us. And I said, I wonder if my cousin sent these men. And he did. To make sure they spoke. They said, hey, how you doing? And watched us. I was like, what the hell? Listen, I don't play like that. My family don't play like that, so y'all, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. I try to have good skin. I really do try. I got bit in my face right here. It seems like my cheek, like on this side. At first, I thought it was only my pillow, but it was actually a bite because it didn't go away. And it was itching. It was itching. But that's all I have for y'all, Base Squad. Thank y'all for tuning in. Just give y'all something different off of Diddy. I feel like we're Diddy out. He'll be sentenced on Tuesday, so we'll see if he goes home or not. And we'll discuss that. We might do an upload. But what are your thoughts on this, Space Squad? What are your opinions? Put a 1 in the chat if you feel like Nicki Minaj was betrayed. Put a 2 in the chat if you feel like she's bad at business. I saw a lot of 2s, so listen. I feel like she's bad at business because there's a lot of business not being handled, just from my perspective. But on that note, what are your thoughts, Space Squad? What are your opinions? Comment down below. I gotta go. Bye, hoes.